The one thing we don't do on Thursday Night Throwdown is screw around.
No, we don't.
By the way, have you guys seen Toxic Man Flu naked in the shower? It's like really disgusting. Like somebody vomited in a blender and like set it to extra chunky. It's really gross. Like every time I see him, I want to shave my eyeballs with a razor. We are literally the same height.
No, I'm definitely taller, Comics.
We got your back, Comics. You okay back there, Nick? Brahmabull to TNT command. Target is live. That's a confirmed hit. Target is down.
Oh, I get the helicopter because I'm the fat kid. That's bull. You, Kurtzman!
I don't have any hands and feet, Comics. I can't fly a plane.
You are still dangerous.
Hey!
He still can't read his super
Nice
chat.
throwdown.
Nobody asked you, Nick.
Oh,
I like turtles.
excuse me. You're the one who is finally watching a show that was getting good, or was it finally?
Oh, well, you know.
Smoke weed every day.
Some of us, Nick, have learning disabilities.
Dude,
Totally
I saw
hiding
that.
behind it.
As soon as I saw, I'm like, okay, I gotta text this guy. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, it says finally, not finally.
Finally, yeah.
I want everyone to know that the spelling mistake was not mine.
No, it was not Toxic Man Flu's.
I didn't do it.
Totally
I
mine
didn't
this
do
week.
it.
Yeah, I own it. I own it.
Yep.
Huge.
I even said in the video, I'm not totally retarded. I'm not saying I'm not retarded.
Yeah.
I'm just saying kind of retarded.
I'm mostly not retarded.
Yeah.
That's how you. Hey, that's how I heard it.
A retard.
A retard.
Retardo. Retardo Montalban.
Retardo.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday. We're late because I was still torturing myself watching the stupid Wheel of Time show. And of course, my first question is to Brahma, which is, so how book accurate was this episode?
0.
Literally
yes.
nothing in this had anything to do with the books.
No, Egwene getting collared is in the books. It's actually
Okay.
a pretty big character development part of her because she learns how to go way past the training that she was getting in the tower by being forced into this situation in the books. So it makes her far more powerful than she was ever supposed to be at the timeline that we would be following in the books. So there is that.
That's Toxic Man Flu snoring because he was
that's
supposed to
Tom
watch.
snoring.
Oh, that's Tom snoring. Okay.
Because I was promised we weren't starting off with this, but you were late to your own show. So
I told everybody in Gilded, Tom.
Oh,
Gilded,
there we go.
That we were going to be starting as soon as I got done watching Wheel of Time.
You Gilded!
I even texted Culture Casino. He's like,
is he here?
"Why- I have no idea.
No, do you see
Is he
him?
ditching us again?
I think so.
Ooh, that culture casino.
Or did he said he was not going to be able to make it tonight. What didn't he?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
I didn't hear from him.
Maybe
Is
he's
this the week he was traveling?
Oh yeah, that's right. He's traveling. That's
He's
it.
traveling
Oh.
for the wedding.
Oh, I
That's
thought he was
right. The
recording
wedding. He said he's
secret
going to be
videos
watching.
for Grant.
That
Yeah.
explains last night too. Then
Yeah, that does explain last night. Completely forgot about that. So we will hold it against you, Culture, because I know you're watching. Hold it against you. Your pay is
He
being
says
docked.
in a text, waiting for you guys to go live and entertain me.
Yes,
Boy, is he in for some big disappointment.
indeed. Yeah. So, Brahma, what was your thoughts on this episode?
I don't know, man. I mean, there's
is gonna
only
go
8
quick.
episodes. There's 8 episodes to go through 2 books, or maybe it's season 2 and 3 are going through these 2 books. But I mean, we're at episode, what was this, 6? Yeah, this was 6.
Yeah, 6.
So there's only 2 episodes left. They spent what, half of the episode on Egwene getting tortured?
Yes, they did.
And I have a theory on that one. In fact, let me bring up what I was showing talks before the show, but I'm pretty sure the only reason.
Don't bring that up.
No, don't bring that up. Okay.
No.
Then we won't bring that up.
No. The other thing.
The other thing.
What's the other thing?
The dick pics. Don't bring that you were
Oh,
showing
okay.
me. For the
Oh,
show.
now you have to show.
No, we can't do that.
No, not live. We can't do that live. We can't pull Gavin
Right.
McGinnis here.
I'm pretty sure that half of this episode was just devoted to things that Rafe Judkins really wanted representation for. So
Which was
I'm pulling it up. So
okay.
He's pulling
There,
it
it's
out
Sharon.
as we
Oh,
speak.
he's pulling it all. Okay, Gavin. Okay.
So the chick that's doing the torturing, I just put the actor's picture in the back. Notice the unibrow and the mustache.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Unibrow representation.
No, I think it's
A different kind of representation.
Transmission
Yeah.
representation.
Somebody is changing the transmission. That is correct.
Nah.
Yeah,
so we- Out of 8 episodes, they
Totally
decided
showing.
to spend almost half the episode on, stuff going on between this character and Egwene. Which,
Yeah.
sure, if you had a 20 episode arc, then you might spend that much time on it. But I don't think that's what's going on here. And then, if you notice, this character keeps appearing through the show.
Yeah,
Not a major
and-
character in the book.
Yeah.
That's the showrunner's boyfriend.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
And he basically is the guy that's like, you had the black dude. He's like, I fell in love with an Aes Sedai, and he's like, I fell in love with a guy that fell in love with an Aes Sedai. It's just so many words. Yeah. So
Yep.
you had the throuple in episode 1.
Yep. So
Yep.
Rafe Judkins had said that this season would be about polyamory and representation. So
Well,
that's what we're getting.
He wasn't wrong. He did not disappoint.
Yeah. As far as the show itself, the only good-looking woman that they put into the show is the one wearing that stupid bald cap, the Shan Chan chick that got her fingernails chopped off. And they've made her look ugly as sin because of the bald cap and stuff. So, yeah, there's just no redeeming values to this show at all.
There is a redheaded
from a
female
book reader
princess.
or just a watcher. What's that?
Yeah. There is a redheaded female princess.
Yes. They did get some redheaded representation in there.
Yeah.
But she's also not really like her character in the book.
No.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I thought it was a rather underwhelming. I was mostly trying to pay attention to other things rather than watch the show. Yeah, it's awful. I hate it, and Rafe Judkins should be fired out of a cannon into the sun and never be allowed to work in Hollywood again. That's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He set out to destroy it, and he's
succeeded
it every single week.
Good job, man. Good job. Hopefully, may he roast in hell when he finally passes away. May he live a long life. But may he have a very large pineapple inserted into his rectum by Satan. That's all I'm gonna say.
All the time.
All the
Okay.
time. Yeah. Okay,
So,
Hitler,
yeah.
it's time for the pineapple.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Here, line up the next.
Maybe he be violated by Barboza the thrice pronged on a daily basis. Yeah. That should
how
be the
did you
fate
know
of,
that was my cosplay character?
well, I read the Onion article.
You read the Onion article? Oh God.
Well, actually, yeah, Barboza the thrice pronged actually is from an Onion article back when the Onion was funny. After 9/11, it was basically the whole thing is they were interviewing the hijackers in hell,
Mhm.
and they talk
That's the
about
one where it
being-
said hijackers surprised to wake up surprised to find themselves in hell.
yeah, that was it.
That was a great one.
Great article, very funny. And Barboza the thrice pronged is my favorite thing to use against people who ruin things, particularly those who ruin entertainment, much like this moron. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Have you guys been able to get any scale of how much time is passing in this show?
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
on the fact that the show drags, and I feel like it's taking hours rather than just an hour.
No, I
And
mean, so they're, the other two gals are in with the yellow Aja chick, and they're hiding, trying not to get caught while trying to figure out how to get the collar off, right?
Right.
So it acts like Egwene's been being tortured for days, weeks, months. I don't know how long it's supposed to be.
It's you really can't tell. That's the thing that's kind of funny
there's
about
no
the show.
scale of time. There's no scale of time on the traveling either, because the Amerlin seat gets, she meets up with Lan and immediately heads to Kyrian. I mean, how long was it from when Leandrin's kid was put to death by Lanfear that she just comes and is all happy and sassy over in Kyrian? I mean, I don't know. No scale of time. You have no idea how many days are passing or weeks are passing. The only time I think anything has been mentioned like that is that Matt was imprisoned by Leandrin for 6 months, they said.
Mm.
And apparently Rand was able to fall in love with Lanfear, the Forsaken, during that 6 months. And I mean,
is that the chick with the dark hair?
Yeah. Went by Celine, and then
Celine.
it's revealed
running
that she's
in.
Lanfear.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the one that kept singing. Celine.
Yeah.
As the ship
So-
kept sinking.
Yes,
I just found it weird that Lanfear goes and kills her son, and then we see her just pop up in Kyrian again and is just being same old Lanfear or same old Leandrin, who is also not a major character in the books. She's in there for a couple chapters in the second book, I think. So,
Yeah, they definitely picked and choose what they wanted to deliver the message that they want to have here, but it's not anywhere near the books. And I'm just a casual fan of the books. So if I could figure out that this has not got nothing to do with it, and I've only read those books once, then it's not closed. It's just a vehicle for this guy to show his political bent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing about it is, like I said, when I was reading the book, I read the first 5 chapters, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with the story. I mean, absolutely nothing. Completely different. I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, the names were not changed to protect the innocent, but it has literally nothing to do with the story that I've been reading, because it's clearly about 3 dudes.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be the main characters, and
3 dudes
apparently
and the 3 main chicks. I mean, there's a ton of named characters in the overall story, but all 6 characters.
Oh yeah. I mean,
all 6 of the main characters from the 2 rivers end up being major contributors throughout the whole 14 book arc.
Right. And that's just kind of the thing. It's like it's apparent that they are not making them the main characters.
Right.
Yeah. I know Tom's falling asleep.
well, there's
Probably,
not really
like-
a whole lot much to say about this show.
Yeah. Oh no,
it's
there really
just
isn't.
bad. I mean,
Yeah.
without major spoilers, and I would rather you read the books than get spoiled by what I tell you about the show. Because if you're actually reading them, I'd rather you read them.
It's even if, all right, take it out of it following the books. Okay, so it's not following the books. I get it. It's still not a good show. All right, so if I take myself out of everything that I remember from Wheel of Time and I just look at it as a show that I've been watching, I don't know what's going on. And there's a whole lot of just empty dialogue when there is dialogue, but it's mostly the moody, long looks at somebody in the mirror, long looks at, close-ups and that kind of stuff. There's just, and why the heck is Morgane at home? You got her sister and her nephew. What the heck is that? If it's in the books, great, but what purpose does it serve here in the story except to get her screen time?
They've got to figure out something to do with her since they stilled her, which they didn't do in the books.
Yeah, they basically made her the main character of the show, right? I mean,
they made her the main character of the show, took away all her power, which they didn't do in the books, and then here you go. So she is the main driver through the books, and now, okay, not there. So what do you do? Yeah, I don't know what to do.
I mean, yes, in the books, she is part of the Damadred family, who is the rulers of Kyrian, and she is the older sister. So, I mean, yeah, they're kind of playing off something that's in the books there, but it's really not that big of a deal in the books either. Moraine's an Aes Sedai. She doesn't really... I mean, Moraine is supposed to be like an advisor,
right,
to Rand and the boys. She shepherds them through things.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems like, much like how you have like a character that represents... you have the characters that basically kind of represent the audience, right? Where they don't know what's going on. And then you have somebody that are mentoring these characters and explaining to them what is going on in the world for the audience to understand what is going on. And I also like this comment from Redhead Redemption. All the fight scenes are in the dark because they can't do fight choreography. Yeah, I noticed that basically it was really dark and it was hard to see what the hell was going on with the fights. It was
just
bad.
like in Ahsoka.
Well,
the other
in
thing that stuck
Ahsoka,
out-
they don't do them in the dark. You just see that Sabine can't fight. It's fucking funny. And there's like, from episode 6, there's a dude that has like a glaive like thing, and he smacks her in the back of the head with it. I mean, it's basically a bladed weapon, and he just uses the flat of the blade to hit her in the back of the head. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. The other thing that kind of really bugs me is that they act like everybody can just see the weaves. I mean, that's not really a thing. If you are like, women can see other women's weaves when they're using the 1 power, men can see men's weaves when they're using the 1 power. I'm fairly certain that after you've been gentled, which is what they did to Logain, the male channeler, or stilled like they did with Moraine, you're cut off from the power altogether, so you can't see anybody doing anything. So the fact that they're having Logain, watch him, kind of burst with power, he shouldn't be able to see any of that. He's just like a regular person now. So they just don't abide by any rules of the story in their own world and the actual books. So it makes it hard to even care to watch it when they can't abide by rules that they set up in a show and then just disregard when they feel like they need to. It makes for a bad show.
Yeah, this is the first one of the shows that I really felt pained watching. Like I've been able to sit, have something to drink, watch them, and Mrs. Flew and I watched the first couple. We kind of got moved on a little bit, and then she's watching catch up. And I didn't want to watch it anymore. I couldn't stand the torture scenes. I've always had problems with those myself, but that was just way too much for a show that's only going to last 8 episodes, and they spent all this time on that, and it's just a horrible series of television.
Yeah,
and this was a horrible show.
So
2 episodes left, though.
Have any of you been watching Ahsoka? Because I want a comparison. Like, how bad do you think? Which one's worse? Is it Ahsoka or is it Wheel of Time? I'm kind of honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Wheel of Time is worse.
I haven't watched Ahsoka, but I would say since Wheel of Time actually has source material that they could have been sticking to, that it automatically has to be worse. Because Ahsoka, at least, they're just kind of making it up. Well, I mean, Wheel of Time, they're making it up as they go along, too, but they didn't have to.
Yeah,
Ahsoka,
Wheel of Time.
Yeah, it's not a story that's established.
Ahsoka is bad. Wheel of Time is worse. Oh, my God.
And the sad thing is, like, with the other shows that have been made off of fantasy series that were cheap productions that weren't great, like the Terry Goodkind books and... What was the other one that we talk about every now and then? Shannara. I mean, at least they had some eye candy in it.
Right.
I mean, that almost could make you okay with watching it, even if it was a poorly acted bad show and a bad adaptation. Wheel of Time, they don't even give you that.
No, they don't.
Well, here's the thing. Ahsoka, granted, I've not watched it, but what I do know is they're using characters from Star Wars Rebels, which I watched all 4 or 5 seasons of. There is something to base it off. And from what I've been told, even from people who like Rebels, which I didn't mind it at all personally, I think it's the only thing of the Disney label that actually ended up having repeat views of in my entirety while I was still invested. They have obviously the Rebels cast minus Zeb, who I think was in what's the show? Was it the Obi-Wan show he showed up in?
He showed up in Mandalorian season 3.
Mando season 3. Okay, yeah. I didn't really watch it after the first episode. And so they have that to base off, and I know they brought in the space whales because I saw the photos. So I'm like, okay, so they're clearly using stuff from stuff that Dave Filoni was attached to. So there is something there. How loosely based or tightly based? Tightly based. It is. You know, that's a whole other question. But from what I've heard, apparently they've contradicted their own lore even within the Filoni stuff. And that's just saying we're just going to make whatever works for the story at this situation, even if it directly affects or contradicts anything, because
But
we
I thought
need to be
Filoni was a
convenient.
lore master.
No. Everyone likes to make Filoni more than he actually is.
I think more people are
in my
starting
opinion,
to actually see he's not the great big hype.
Well, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, he was trained by George Lucas to run Star Wars, and that's not true. Absolutely not true. George wanted Star Wars to die with him, and then he sold it to Disney.
Well, if they're going to offer you $4 billion for that franchise where everybody that everyone loves is aging out, yeah, I'd do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame him too much. All right, we're gonna get the super chats. Southern Belle for $2. Why did comics cross the road? Get the other side. Nothing. Okay. All right, Eric K for $2. Will Casino be here? No, he is not. He is driving in his car. We covered that. I know.
Pay attention. Oh wait, that's super
wait.
chip. It's from a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah,
it's a lot more fun to make fun of Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry. Darius Munchausen in the chat has corrected me. That's 4.05 billion that they paid. I'm very sorry, Darius.
Yes. You should be sorry. Southern Belle for $2. To spin the big bad broken wheel of time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like a wheel of misfortune.
Yeah, spin it to the next playthrough.
Yeah. The Troll. It's been a while. How are you, sir? For $5.
Hey, man.
If you were French, you would be Jean-Luc Retard. Oh my God, that was great. Sorry. Probably found that a little bit more humorous than I probably should have. Zelashi, member for 8 months.
Hey, Zelashi.
Yep. Accelerated probability of comics struggling to adequately process these words and replay them back in audio form.
That was well said.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
yes.
you know, the funny thing is when people do that, it really makes me pay attention. So that's why I end up not butchering it as badly, I would say. I don't know.
Jesus, that was loud.
Yep. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. Only fair after messing up my CS's
Super
chats. Okay. I was finally first to comment passive aggressively. P.S. Don't believe the Iger lies. They've taken it to a dark like ESG.
Yep. They've taken it dark. It's all behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so we'll cover that article. I found it interesting that he was basically trying to. We're getting out of the culture war. No, they're not.
Yeah,
no,
it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of the person who in their life who's always had issues, who's a complete douchitarian. Like, I swear I've changed. I changed. You didn't change. You just hid who you were better.
Yep.
That's what's going to be here.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't believe any of this stuff anymore.
Well, rightfully so.
Should.
Yeah. There's no reason to. Like,
yep.
action first, bro. And even then, that's even that. Yeah, it's good luck with that. There won't be any action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's but we'll cover it. It's I thought it was interesting. Darius Munchausen has been a member for 9 months. Holy
Thank you,
shit,
Darius.
9 months.
Oh, 9 months.
Damn.
He's given
Crazy.
birth to a
another
Comix
baby.
Division plushie.
That's gross. Darius Munchausen for $2. Wheel of Dick's cheese.
That's gross. That yeah, that's actually we have.
Fermented schmegma.
Oh God.
I love this one from Randall. He says Dave Filoni is the name of the crimes
Felony.
Dave Felony. Oh my God, there you go. Dave Felony is the name of the crimes he's committed against Star Wars. Well, it works for Filoni as well. Thank you, Randall. Also, hi Tom. You can come out of hiding now. We're done talking about Wheel of Crime.
That was such a weak show. God, that's
I'm so glad I've not watched either of them.
you are so yeah.
I feel bad for the Wheel of Time fans. I imagine if I was invested in a fantasy show, I mean, I've been there. Obviously, we've all seen how vocal I get about things that I love. So, yeah, I do feel for those fans. And sorry that it happened to yours. Another one bites the dust, per se.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, man.
Really try. I mean, that's the sad part. They didn't even try.
I think the sadder part is expecting them to even try.
Yeah. Well, we've got some headlines we can go through.
yeah. Let's do that. Then we'll talk about Ahsoka.
Yeah. Then we'll talk about Ahsoka. Did you see what I put in the hashtag on the thumbnail?
No, I
The video?
didn't. I missed that.
Yeah. Take a look at that one.
I uploaded it like an idiot. It didn't look.
Yeah.
didn't
Just
check
do it. This is hashtag Comix.
Okay, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live right now.
Well, he cared more about the Finally versus.
So what kind of
Finally.
Jedi was the guy? The Balkan Jedi or whatever?
Who?
In Ahsoka. So the guy that you got on your thumbnail was supposedly
That's okay. That
described
is
as a
Ezra.
Vulcan.
That is basically Space Aladdin, Hobo Aladdin,
Right.
Ezra. Yeah.
But he's described as a Balakan or some kind of Jedi. Balakan Jedi, or I don't know. Is the chat helping me out?
I got nothing there, man.
Oh, it was in the show.
Well, he showed up. They didn't call him anything. They did maybe. Like I said, maybe I missed it because it's.
Oh. Well, anyway, so it's I'm a Balakan inside. I'm broken inside. He's broken or Boken Jedi or something like that.
Well, the funny thing in the review, I had to redo the take because I accidentally called him Ezra Miller.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. Leave that in there.
You should have not changed that. Now, see, that's the thing you keep.
Yeah. It's like the cat. When the cat came across, that was great. I was
The funny thing is that actually happened in my previous episode, but I guess I didn't use that take.
Oh, the cat becomes what's good about the reviews.
Yeah.
The cat comes in and whacks you in the face.
He didn't whack me in the face.
Scissors.
He's just fat and fucking, he launches himself like a cannonball. And so, I mean, you actually hear him hitting my mouse. It was like quack. Yeah.
You should be used to balls launching you at your face. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, you can do
I'm
that.
not funny. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're not.
Talking about all this garbage yet.
What's that?
Here we go, Tom.
Here's your favorite part of the show, Tom. The headlines.
Hercules, I'll show you some Herculean meat.
Ow.
Ooh.
Ow. Ow.
Wow. She beats your meat very loudly.
Entertainment that always rises to the occasion.
She pops me pretty good.
Hard-hitting facts. Our truth. Okay, maybe not the total truth, but some of the truth. It's Pixel News headlines.
That was awesome.
Did Tom do that live?
Yes, Tom did that live. I was going to pull out Monday's show and try and transcribe it, send it to him, have him do it in there, but I'll send both and we'll redo it.
I see GZ Burton has changed his avatar to the Comix Division plushie. Thank you.
Speaking of plushie, Tox, did you send mine?
Yes.
You know what? I forgot. I should have checked my mailbox. I've not checked it all week.
That might be a problem because I they aired that to you, buddy. It's probably sitting out. You know what? Your
I'm gonna check it out right
probably getting harassed by a rat in your mailbox.
It's probably already been stolen since it's in Chicago.
Yeah, that's true.
Or shot.
I will be right back just so I could go get my plushie.
Somebody shot it.
I'll unpack it.
Do I have a shot? I think I have a shot. Do I? I don't know.
I used to, but I don't anymore. I got a rim shot.
You get that?
I mean, that's close
here
enough,
we go.
right?
Yeah, I got a bald one.
Hey,
all
Alec.
Right. Say, watch it. Brahmabull, cousin of Brahmabull's milk founder, being sued.
Look at that gorgeous hair.
I know. Look at that.
I know.
I mean, that.
So jealous.
He looks like he belongs in the band Nickelback. Except, he's not. He's in Holland. Few know that famous Bull's Milk founder, Brahmabull, very famous, has a Dutch cousin. Believe it or not. Not a Dutch oven, a Dutch cousin. Even fewer know that Barlop is a breed of cattle in the Netherlands. I looked this up. But the milk flows no matter what hemisphere you are in. Dutch Bull's Milk rancher Brahmabull is being sued for donating 100 times the legal limit to the local sperm bank, sparking fears of accidental incest. So very true. In entertainment news, Hall of Fame band the Dethangels to tour Uranus. Hold on to your hats, classic rock fans, because the band that brought you classic hits like All You Need Is Balls, Comics in the Sky with Dildos, and Sgt. Pepper's Limp Dicks Club Band is touring again. I know it is hard to keep your excitement at bay. This time, the Dixtickle 4 will be touring Uranus, Missouri. This is a place I've actually been to. It is a tourist trap in Uranus, Missouri. Manager Toxic Manflu says he was at the Fudge Shop in Uranus, Missouri when the idea came to him. Film at 11. That is a real place. Look up Uranus, Missouri, and it's a real place. Fudge Shop. Famous for its fudge.
Yeah, that's right. You sent pictures.
I sent pictures and me standing there. Hey, look at this. And me eating the fudge with nuts. All right. Headlines are brought to you by Brahmabull's Pumpkin Spice Nice Creams, made with Brahmabull bull's milk. It's internally pasteurized. It's fresh squeezed. It's sock filtered. Now comes in a cone. Brahmabull's Nice Creams. I just love the look on my face. In that hey, I'm inside a cone. Food and drink headlines. Nickweiser's not here. He's checking his mail. Nickweiser releases his magical penis on the wine world. It has been many years since the world of fine wine was rocked to its core, and it took 32 flavors of Nickweiser to do it. The rumors of the hard-rocking metal fans' magic penis are now confirmed with the release of 32 flavors of Nickweiser's magical penis wine. Pick up a bottle today. We are hemorrhaging subs. All right. More entertainment news. Huh?
I was joking.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, what?
I said we really are.
Now. Lizzo sits down in spandex. Millions of people cry out and then suddenly silenced. A disturbance in the force felt all the way to the planets of Tatooine, Naboo, and Druidia occurred yesterday evening when Lizzo sat down in spandex while doing a concert on Huge Ass 6. When asked about the disturbance, Qui-Gon Jinn said, "It's no lightsaber to the gut, but it still stings." And that's it for headlines. Headlines. Outro. Yes, outro I forgot to do. Outro.
Yeah, we don't.
Here's your outro.
I thought my jokes were bad.
Nice. I like that.
Well, hello.
And I'm taking these jokes out back.
Yeah, there we go.
And they're done.
Yeah, just like the show. We took it out back and shot it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not?
And the world's, this is a 12-second flush. I want everyone to know that. That's what you watch by now. And I can stop. I can stop it mid-flush.
All right.
I thought, Druidia was great because they actually used that in Ahsoka.
Yeah, I know. I had a good laugh. I was like, did they just call this planet Druidia?
They did.
And it's like,
yeah.
Sorry,
it's an actual druid celebration, actually, Druidia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, did they just rip off Spaceballs?
They did.
Yeah.
I do want to say that I feel for the people of HMStix, all of them suddenly crying out and being suddenly silenced. That was a difficult thing to be through.
Yeah. Yeah, Ahsoka sucks.
There's some people that kind of like it. You got a lot of hate in your last video. I don't know about this one.
Well, it's because it was filled with member dingleberries, right? I mean, and I pointed that out in my at the very beginning of this review, that the whole thing, which I find funny because like everyone's like, oh, you're so dumb. The whole world between worlds thing means this, and literally it was a different thing every time. And it's like, no, Dave Filoni intentionally left it vague for you to fill in what you think it is. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But like I said, it had a lot of member dingleberries, and people love member dingleberries, and yeah, that's all you need sometimes, I guess, to appease the masses.
Yep.
So I mean, these shows are so bad that it's hard to even talk about.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about. We move on to the articles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the funny thing about it is like, okay, so the entire show is about finding Thrawn. They found Thrawn finally.
Right. And even though it was nice that they brought the voice actor in,
he looked awful.
He looked awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could see it.
Maybe. I don't know. But legit. I mean, he looks like Space Admiral Elon.
I thought that was a good call out.
Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
Is that Mads
who that is?
Yeah.
Really?
Liam Nickel. Yeah, no, shit you not. Like I can't remember his name. It's like Lyle, Liam, something like that. Yeah.
He must be older.
I mean, as an actor, he's good. You know, he does a great Thrawn. He voiced Thrawn in Rebels. I think he's fine. The issue is that he looks nothing like Thrawn. That's the issue. And the funny thing is they passed up what's her name? I'm totally blanking on her name now. Who played Ahsoka, the voice actress for Ahsoka. And they made it Rosario Dawson of all people. It's like, come on. And I mean, she looks fine as Ahsoka. She just doesn't act like her at all, which is the worst part of it. Anyway, the show sucks. There was some kind of cool stuff in it, but it didn't feel like Star Wars. It felt more like Dune. That was it.
I'm unclear since I'm not watching it. Why are they looking for Thrawn? Because Thrawn is the bad guy and heir to the Empire.
Yeah. Okay. So
why are you trying to get him back? I don't get it.
Well, it's easy. Why they're doing this is at the end of Rebels, they shot him off into space, never to be heard from again till now. And so they're wanting to do heir to the Empire, but with Ahsoka instead of Luke, Han, Leia, Chewbacca, and Lando.
We're not doing this for money.
Yeah.
We're not. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, that basically this is to bring him back.
Search for more money.
For more money, yeah. And that's basically what this is. It's Star Wars. I almost call it Star Trek 2. Star Wars 2, Search for More Money, by Disney. But yeah, I mean, the show, the only thing of consequence that come out of the show is that they, continuity-wise, brought Thrawn back to the galaxy. And that's it. That's all. That's the whole point of the show. And obviously bring Ezra Bridger back, Ezra Miller back, whatever. So they can have him in the Heir to the Empire, but with women this time. That's all this is.
Right. I don't get why you would try to lure somebody as bad as Thrawn back in. So, whatever.
Well, the bad guys are trying to lure Thrawn back. That's well. The thing is, they just did something really stupid. They already embarrassed the shit out of Thrawn. Thrawn is supposed to be like this brilliant tactician,
strategist. Strategist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your answer.
They are searching for a reason to have the show. Yes.
Yep. They are.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it right there.
So if you read the Heir to the Empire books, you know that Thrawn, who is an alien, managed to climb the ranks of the Empire, which is a very human-centric organization, because of how good he was. And that's the reason why he ended up as Grand Admiral. And after the Empire fell, obviously, he's trying to become the next emperor. And you have Han, Luke, and Leia, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian going, after him to try and stop him, because he's supposed to be this fucking master tactician. Well, the issue is that in Rebels they school him, so it's like you've already taken the piss out of the character. What's the point now? Yeah, It's dumb. It is really dumb. Strategery. Yeah, so we have 2 more episodes left to waste at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next one will be about Ahsoka sitting in her ship, sitting in a whale. That will probably be like half the episode.
Is that the whales that shit out hyperdrive?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
On a good note, I'm a fan of. Well, you may not know because most people don't care. I'm a fan of Only Murders in the Building, and it had some trouble getting off the ground this year. The first 2 seasons were really good, and it's kind of like they had a really good idea for the first season, and it was so popular they had to come up with a second season, and they had a good idea for that. Then we're kind of stretching a little bit for the third one, but it's really found its own. And in the last episode, I thought was very good. So they're starting to get back to the main cast. Some of the guest stars are not around there anymore, but Meryl Streep's in it, and she's always had a great voice, as an actress and on stage, things in there. And there's a lot of intrigue that are happening. So I'm if you like the mysteries and that kind of shows like I do, there's Only Murders in the Building, Vander Valk also, which is something I watched the European cop dramas, and Vander Valk's one out of Holland. They do not mess around, and it's a very strong male character, and it's a strong female lesbian character in it, and they're not sitting there trying to shove any kind of wokeness down my throat. They're just doing the show, and this is how it is. This is how we are here. Off we go. So there's a couple of shows I like.
And we're gonna
and
start,
One Punch. I heard One Punch was really good too.
One Punch Man?
You mean One Piece?
One Piece. That's
it. One Piece. Okay, yeah. I was going to bring One Piece up. I have 2 episodes left to watch with One Piece, and One Piece is phenomenal. Oh my god, it's so good. And I was very much against. Oh my god, he got his plushie. Look at that! Isn't that adorable?
Dude, it says only 347 made, so it feels that much more special. I love it. This is amazing.
Yeah, you got 347 of those made. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I place it right on my monitor. Its head is like it's getting a rest right now. But yeah, no,
the way it watches you do dirty things while you look into
straight up, man.
What the hell is that? Talking about that shit yet? I'm at a bar.
Tom's at a bar.
I'm so fucking bored. I went to the bar. Are you guys done talking about this shit yet?
No.
Which thing?
which thing?
We're talking about what we like.
We're talking about One Piece now. Yeah, there we go.
Anyways,
what the fuck is that? Does that say dad click on something?
I just watched the 5th episode today of One Piece, and yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm gonna be seeking out volumes 4 through 6 tomorrow. Since tomorrow I'm off, I'm like, why not spend it trying to find those books since I finished off 1, 2, and 3. Thanks to Ironcaster. But yeah, the show's fantastic, and I'm really invested in these characters. Really, the world, everything. I really love how like the world looks. Actually, for a Netflix adaptation, it actually looks like they spent more than $5 than just the Party City clearance aisle.
Well,
Actually
yeah,
looks
yeah.
good.
Well, the thing that for me, I was dead against people adapting live action anime.
Oh yeah,
And
rightfully so.
mainly because you saw what they did to Death Note, you saw what they did to Cowboy Bebop, and it's like this is all trash. And you see One Piece, and it's like, wow, this is really fucking good. Yeah, gay bar. Tom's at a gay bar.
You know what's impressive about that is a guy who worked on the Cowboy Bebop show. What I liked is he was just like, you know what, we made a mistake with Cowboy Bebop, and we're gonna now make this right. And the fact that someone actually really acknowledged that there was a problem in what they did, which is like seriously, that's like a unicorn sighting in Hollywood. It's very respectable. And you know what? I didn't know that until after I started watching the show. I had only watched it because guys like Ironcaster were telling me that it was good. And that was honestly like a shock for me because him and guys like 5 picoseconds, shout out to 5 picoseconds, are really invested in the manga. So those are the type of guys where I take their word for it over practically anyone. And when they were telling me they're enjoying, I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta give this a watch. And yeah, I was shocked. And the actor who plays Monkey D. Luffy is
he's great.
The way I first saw, I remember when I first saw like Miguel, the actor who's Miguel in Cobra Kai. He's just one of those guys like, this guy is fucking it. He is meant for this character. He is so much, he's so contagious to watch on screen. His charisma and his energy is just so awesome to see. It's super engaging. And then the characters around him are all great too. It's a great world to live in. You really
legit
like
Zoro is my favorite character. I mean, that show is so fucking good.
Dude, what a dude. That I'm like, we needed characters. I miss characters like him. Roronoa Zolo. Wow.
Yeah.
So you got your ISOM shirt on. I had my Ripaverse one on, the one that I got down in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to do something right. And I get to the counter, the guy at the counter is checking me in. And he's like, What are you wearing? So Ripaverse Comics, and it's an independent doing this stuff. Eric July. He goes, who? Eric July. Look him up. He's got this Ripaverse thing. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, it's an independent comic, and this is the main hero, Isom, and then you've got the Alpha Core and Yara. I'm waiting for that one to come out. And he says he's got 2 books and blah blah blah. And he just looks at me and he goes, the main superhero is black? And I go, yeah, but there's others, on there too. And he's like, that's pretty cool, because he was looking for something for his son to read that had a strong male black lead in it, because the guy was African American, right?
Yeah.
There. And I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah, this,
You know, it'd been really funny.
I said, Eric July. I said, the guy's got his own band. He's got his own stuff from here. You need to watch it. What was that, Tom? Are you still at the bowling alley?
I said, you know what would have been really funny is if you responded, yeah, he's black. You got a problem with that?
What are you,
Your audio is
racist?
pretty low, Tom.
Yeah, you are
Tom's at the gay bar. I mean, at the bowling alley.
Yeah, because I think there we go.
The gay bowling alley. Yeah, that's good. All right, I got a super chat from Eric K for $5. Padme is Anakin's surrogate mother. He wants to sleep with his mom.
God, that was so... I couldn't stand the prequels, or whatever they were.
Shitecools. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about Walt Disney. This is
so...
Yeah.
You wish upon a star.
Here's a question we need to answer here real quick. Randall Orser wants to know, Tom's head sounds like his head is in the toilet.
It usually does.
Yeah, that's something.
Kind of like this.
Yes. I spent most of middle school.
And apparently Saltzilla says that Tom's at the bowling gaily. All right.
Yes.
All right. I like that. That was good. Oh man.
Oh my god, the cock. Oh my god, the cock. Oh my god, the cock.
Tons of 16-pound balls.
That's what you see. Sounds like when you say that in AOC's vagina.
Wow. So, a new report claims that Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger wants to quiet the noise surrounding culture war issues because he does not see them as healthy for the company's business. And that's a
AKA
big no
just
shit.
stop talking about it.
Yeah, well, you stop talking about it and stop doing it. That's the big thing right there, is to stop doing it.
They won't stop doing it.
No, of course not. How many videos do we need to watch of somebody saying, "This is my gay agenda"?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, this is the Bud Light slow peel back playbook step one.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this is. It just.
I'm Bob Iger of the Disney Company, and I hereby tell you we're going to hide the agenda, kind of like a pill inside of a treat. They don't know that they're getting it until they've already taken the treat. They realize, oh, I have been enlightened.
Tom, that is basically on point. That is really
because he said basically those exact fucking words like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not those exact words, but pretty goddamned close.
Yeah. Needleham financial analyst Laura Martin recently attended a 120-person investor event at Walt Disney World and reported on September 20th that during this event, Bob Iger explicitly stated he wanted to quiet the noise on culture war issues. In Martin's report, which provided to Bounding into Comics, she explained that Iger believes content should be entertaining, not issue-focused. Bullshit. Excuse me. It should be entertainment-focused. Go figure, right? I mean, that's what we all want here, is for entertainment to go back to being entertaining. But we all know they can't do that.
Yeah, but I mean, by him coming out and saying that, he's trying to he's trying to take the teeth out of the arguments of those of us who've had enough of this crap.
Right.
So that's all he's trying to do here.
It's so people go, oh, they're trying to get out of the culture war, man. Why are you saying this stuff?
So they can have a few mainstream things doing that. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. It's bullshit, guys. Don't believe these idiots until you actually see their content change.
If I think is a better word, because we will not likely see this happen with this particular company for at least the next 10 years.
Well, let me give you one quick scenario here on this. What's going to happen here in the next year? All the movies that Chapek greenlit are going to come out, like Deadpool 3.
He had one flick.
Well, he had a couple that he greenlit, but the most prolific one would have been Deadpool 3. Now, when those movies come out and people see that they're not as woke as the other stuff, they're going to be like, oh, okay, so Bob Iger was right, not realizing that those were under Chapek's regime. And then when we get to Toy Story 5 and Frozen 6 or 7 or whatever fuck they're on anymore, when those get out on the other end, then we'll realize we're back in Bob Iger days because, it's all lesbians and shit again.
Deadpool 3 is going to be woke as shit. Bet.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know on that. I mean, I'm not saying it won't.
Not Ryan Reynolds. I mean, there's already very small PC slivers in Deadpool 2. Very small slivers. It wasn't.
Well, that's why I didn't care for the second one, but that might have been mostly Ryan Reynolds.
But just wait. Third time's going to be the charm, and not in the good way.
Well, part of me wonders if a lot of that too was done as jokes, but because I mean, you had some of it in Deadpool 1 where he's like making jokes about, is it sexist for me to hit a woman or not hit a woman?
I thought he was
Appreciation Day where he gets pegged and shit like that. Yeah.
I thought he was just being funny.
I thought. Oh, well, actually, I thought that shit was fucking funny
PC.
too.
I didn't think he was being PC in Deadpool 1.
Or when he tells Gina Carano to cover up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, well, thank you. And then she just fucking punches the shit out of Colossus.
Yes.
That was fucking funny.
I mean, we'll see when Deadpool 3 comes out. That's the only thing I think is going to be remotely decent. But it doesn't mean that, because even people are saying like Haunted Mansion wasn't that woke.
Probably wasn't, but it still doesn't mean.
Was it good?
I don't know, but I think that would have been one under Chapek's purview. Was my point.
Mm.
But
It was
that
better
but
than most
that,
people said it was. Like a lot of people were saying, it's just suffering because of the Disney
I
monitor.
think that movie was being filmed while
Right here.
Deadpool 3 was being announced. So I doubt that was from the Chapek regime.
Right down there, Dr. Martin.
Yes.
Disney will double down. They won't change. It's not worth talking. I mean, that's the thing. This is. Look at what happened to Bud Light.
Yep.
Right. They got and it's like, oh crap, and then it happened to Target in an old story, and then all this stuff. They are just you're going to get the same stuff. It's because were they down to $82 a share now?
Yeah, they're up to 82, almost 83. But I mean, their stock is still hurting.
Yeah, well, they need to be below 80 so that Mexican Iron Man has to start YouTubing.
They need to be below 50 so they can actually feel some hurt, because it's clear that this 80 is still like, yeah, it's bad for a company like them, but they're still doing it. So it's just like, it's almost like, how relevant is this number if they're still going to do this crap? What number does it take for them to feel to make them change? I think is the real question we should all be asking, because the more it goes down, they're not changing.
What is honestly happening is what is being said right here. It says, furthermore, she detailed that Iger's key goal is to quiet the noise. Doesn't say change direction and stop being woke. It says they want to quiet the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean? Does it mean going after YouTubers now because they're the ones that are calling the shit out? Does it mean that they're going to stop talking about the stuff and basically telling what they're doing? Because obviously they're going to keep doing it. We know this. They are obviously firmly embedded with ESG. They are heavily invested in by BlackRock. The shit is not going to go away. It's not going to go away until it stops being profitable, or profitable for BlackRock. But they have trillions of dollars, so good luck there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's at some point in time the dam will break and they're going to have to stop. But when is that going to be? It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be next year. It's going to be 10 years from now. It's going to be 50 years from now. I mean, change is inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. This shit might go away, or it might get worse to the point where it controls every aspect of our lives, and that's what we're fighting against, right? We don't want this shit. We don't want social credit. We don't want to go and apply for a job and get turned down, not because we're not qualified, but because we have a low ESG score. You say things that are not nice on Twitter. You have dangerous opinions. And you are not allowed to be employed. So what they're going to do is they're going to starve people into compliance. And that's the thing. Larry Fink said it. They have to force you to change. And they're starting at the companies, and they're slowly working their way down to you.
Adjust your behaviors.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they said that at the World Economic Forum, right? They were going to do
Forced
that.
behavior.
Who is firmly embedded in the World Economic Forum? Is it Larry Fink? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He is I'm not gonna say a major contributor, but he is very much deep in the World Economic Forum. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have this stuff. The one thing I'm kind of curious about that John highlights is from another article that was written in 2015 by Emily Goldstein. Here we go. This is on Disney Plus front. The company's still pushing for culture war agenda with their upcoming Percy Jackson and the Olympian series on Disney Plus. The series creator Rick, do you say something? Riordan?
Riordan.
Okay,
something like
Riordan. Recently defended his and the company's decision to replace a number of characters by claiming it was so that everybody could see themselves in the series. This so-called diversity agenda that, the dude espouses was exposed as a racist anti-white agenda by Emily Goldstein in a Thought Catalog article back in 2015. Goldstein declared diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that is a good thing. I'm extremely glad that white race is dying and you should be too. White people do not have a right to exist, period. That's really fucked up, by the way. That may sound like a bold statement, but it's entirely true. Any white person with even the faintest knowledge of history should curse themselves every single day for being white.
What a stupid statement. Oh, that's actually funny because of the stupidity and lack of
very stupid
awareness.
The fucked up thing, yeah. And okay, this is clearly somebody who has no fucking concept of history, because that literally applies to every human civilization, lady. Literally.
Yet they wanted Gina to go through a struggle section.
Yeah. Is Emily Goldstein Jewish? I don't know. I maybe not. I can't.
You know what?
It
doesn't matter. If you're a dumb fuck, you're a dumb fuck.
I agree.
Right? Yeah.
The issue here is I haven't found anything else from this woman. I have no idea who she is. She has one blog post on this thought catalog website. I have no idea who she is. I want to reach out to John and see if he knows more about her and how he came across this article.
John's just been holding this in his back pocket for about 10 years. Now is when I'm going to play this card.
Yet. And now.
Darius asked a pretty good question. Aren't there Percy Jackson characters Greek?
You would think.
You would think so. Whatever.
So I don't know much about this person. I would like to see if there's more people who have actually written articles like this. I can only imagine that probably is. But that right there it's only one article, right? Which is why I think there needs to be more to really say this is conclusively what they're trying to do. But it is interesting, and I will click the link and hopefully it will open it. No, it's opening a new page. The article itself is pretty messed up. And okay, I got the actual article here. I'll just copy paste it over and we'll just go right over there.
Well,
and it has this big.
We've seen the mask slip other times. I mean, Nick Cannon has said stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Emily Goldstein or Stein, whatever.
It's Frankenstein.
Yeah. Total SJW looking individual. Of course, it's 2015. But yeah, it's. I have no idea who this person is via Facebook. Via Facebook.
Well, take a look. That's the generation of kids going to be taking care of you in your old age.
Yeah. All right. I can't view it because I'm not logged into Facebook and I don't have a Facebook account anymore.
Of course, she looks like an activist.
Me neither.
Good. Seriously, fuck Facebook. I tell as many people, please just get your contacts who you want to keep in touch with and get off that shit. It's one less app that has power over your life.
No, yeah, totally.
I don't know, Comix Division. If he ever left Grindr, I don't know what I'd do 30, 40 minutes out of my day.
Well, you're the one who created the account. Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Stay on Grindr.
Hey, Tom, you've been awfully quiet. What are your thoughts on all this?
Turtles.
I like
Bob.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, just the whole thing that we've been discussing.
He's lying. We all know it. And at the end of the day, I've read every version of this article, and they all are the same. They dedicate literally a whole line to the actual Bob talking about, changing things in the company. And the rest of the article is just the other shit he talked about. And they bank it off that headline when it was really just him reacting to a question the other day about, because they won't even give you the exact quote. They just give every one of them. And I asked Nick, because we went through this earlier, because Script Doctor had mentioned how horribly the Fox version of the article was written. And so I checked every one of them and I'm like, dude, they're almost all like this. They literally only have one line that has anything to do with them changing the culture or staying out of the culture wars or whatever. And the rest of it is about everything else. And at the end of the day, all they could say was that it was in reaction to a question about getting involved in the parental rights situation in Florida. And his response was in so many words, what the articles keep editorializing more so than anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one
that's
thing,
why I'll believe it when I see it, like you guys. For the most part.
Yeah, totally. For me, the one thing I find really kind of funny about it is just the fact that it's put your fucking money where your mouth is, and I think you're right, Tom. I think the stuff that's coming off as non-woke is obviously under the other Bob, and everything will get woke again under Bob 1.0 / 2 3.0. So I don't know, man. I don't see Disney changing anytime soon. Like I said, for the reasons I laid out previously. And Disney is just a hilariously shitty company. And this is what happens when you hire activists and they come in, they fuck your company up, rather than saying, "Shut up."
Yeah,
do your job and shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Most successful boycott in history, I think.
What with Disney or Bud Light?
Oh, Bud Light is an actual success, and I honestly, they don't deserve to recover. They don't.
No, they don't.
Even though I know the family was willing to buy it back, and
if the family buys it back, that's different, okay? Because it's under.
But I thought it's not happening. Didn't Bill Gates buy it?
Did he?
I thought he did.
Why would Bill Gates?
I think he may have funded it to try to keep it going. They didn't sell that I know of. But I think he gave them a cash infusion.
No, he probably did. And the reason why they can't sell, because if they did, that is a major defeat right there.
Yeah, they were. I'm sure they would refuse to sell to the family because they would rather have it all burned down than to admit defeat. And that's the mindset with anyone who is very indoctrinated in this ideology. I'd rather burn it all down than to admit defeat.
Yep. Let's see. How is the Budweiser stock doing? They're at $57. I need to see what they have for longer than just a day. Here we go.
Everybody.
Oh yeah, it's still down. What the fuck was that?
It was a seal.
Tom, are you drunk?
The cow says.
Jesus, Tom.
Tom must be drunk.
The monkey says.
Sure, that's not a bull.
The Tom says.
The dog
Ask
says.
me about my wiener.
The giraffe says.
He's definitely drunk. He's definitely drunk. Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd like to see what Culture and Tom would be like, both in the room drunk. Tom would play the keyboards, and
I'm not even drunk. I'm just a little stoned.
I know.
Culture would lay out the beer farts. It'd be beer farts and clips.
That's what happened. I spent a while there just playing with my sound effects. I'm like, oh, look at all these neat sound effects I got.
You almost said playing with myself. You almost did.
Oh, totally. He totally did.
Well, I did that twice.
We were talking about Deadpool 3 earlier, and I saw this article. I should have sent this out to you guys, but it's not exactly looking good.
Imagine
God bless you,
my
John,
shock.
for being able to turn an entire article about like one thing and make it about James Gunn. Well, and mainly because it actually is related, because James Gunn basically kind of called out Disney. So speaking with Slash Film, Levy explained he's been approaching the shooting of the film by just going from scene to scene rather than looking at the film as a whole. Okay, that's all we need to read, honestly.
Hey, it worked for Star Wars for a sequel trilogy.
Yep. And that's not good. That is not a good sign at all. You need to view your film as a whole. Because if you just view it as going from scene to scene to scene, that's basically literally everything on fucking Disney Plus. Okay, that's Ahsoka. That's Loki. That's, I'm guessing, Kenobi too. I didn't watch the show. Trying to remember what else felt like that. Anything Marvel that's on Disney Plus. Yeah, so I don't have high hopes for this film at the moment. I guess we'll see when it comes out. What's that?
WandaVision had 3 competent shows, and then
it fucking fell apart on the 5th episode.
Yeah.
Well, it was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha.
Mandalorian had hope.
No, Mandalorian. That's another show that's scene to scene to scene.
Just watching Andor, I just wanted to keep saying, get on with it. Just start moving. Yes, it looks great. Yes, it looks like Star Wars. Yes, you're filming it in England. And your story is an hour and a half, and you're trying to stretch it out into 14 episodes. It was so long.
Well, that's the problem with literally everything on Disney Plus. Even the Ahsoka show, it's the same fucking way. It is a 2-hour movie that has been stretched into 8 episodes of TV. Yeah. Nick S just says, just say Disney Plus. Done. Yeah. You're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong. He told the outlet, I'm making Deadpool now. It's a huge Marvel movie, co-starred Wolverine. And if I look at the totality of it, it might be intimidating. So I just figure out what's the next shot. What's the next joke? What's the next moment in the scene?
We're just taking it one play at a time.
Yep.
You can't look past this team. Championship, it might be coming, but we're just going to look at this one play at a time.
Yeah. By the way, this is the entirety of the article, right? but no, I'm teasing a bit.
Yeah,
but he is right
because past this article, we're just going to deal with this paragraph right here.
But he is right, because this is the one thing he does tie into it, which is accurate, is that basically James Gunn kind of called this out when he was on this podcast, and he's not wrong. He is not wrong, because Marvel is shite, absolute shite.
You stole Culture's line.
I did.
You did.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Well, Culture's not here to complain, so
I know.
These are my
like,
friends.
I was like, is it complete shite? When does he say it's complete shite?
No, he says bologna sausage. He's all about his bologna sausage.
Oh, Andy. Oh God. Okay. Did I see the Bounding article report of the reboot? Reboot of what?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I think I'll take a look here. I don't see anything regarding reboots. But like I said, I might have missed that article. Dude, just if you don't mind, just DMing it to me on Twitter, and I'll take a look. But I'm not. Oh, MCU reboot, really? No, I totally didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, there's some rumor going around that they're going to use Secret Wars to reboot the MCU, and Hugh Jackman is supposed to show up at least a couple more times, and it's going to be the last time in Secret Wars.
Interesting.
That's
yeah.
I can't wait to not see a not Secret Wars movie that will be just there.
I thought we just had Secret. Oh, we had Secret Invasion. That's right.
Yeah, that was man. My life felt like regret watching that show. It's the only show that I guess you could say I've hate watched this year, and boy, that was exhausting. I'm like, how does everyone else do this? This is me. I was mad from one show from the last year. How
you have to make it entertaining for yourself. Is what you need to do.
This, I'm like, man, my life is awful from this.
I put the article in chat.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. I will pull it up. The issue is the fact that you got to make it entertaining for yourself, because if not, you're just going to be like, God, this sucks. Which is the reason why you have to come up with jokes like, me, my scissoring joke about this one reeks of Jedi. All right.
I mean, you kind of have to reboot it at this point. The second you introduce time travel into anything, everything has no point. Because then why wouldn't you use time travel anytime anybody has an issue? I mean, why is that never your first option?
Yeah.
Yep.
After it's introduced, the universe is ruined. There's no point to it at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Real quick before we get started, I want to get Nick S's super chat for $1.99. Then Tom says, "Bring on the midget strippers."
That's right. Bring them on.
Okay, a new rumor claims Marvel Studios' upcoming Secret Wars will effectively soft reboot the universe by merging
Soft
various...
reboot?
Yes,
Okay, whatever.
Soft reboot. That means they can't fully get it up, so it's kind of soft.
Yeah.
It's the Viagra verse.
So let me guess. It will be every single character in the soft reboot. Every single one of them. Every one of them will be a female, and none of them will be a man.
Well, okay, yeah. By merging various universes and timelines into a new one. Okay, so that's basically what they did right here with the Secret Wars that led into All New, All Different. And what did they do with All New, All Different?
Most of the characters became female, or they got race swapped. All the usual BS. Yeah, I remember because they did Riri Williams. They brought Amadeus Cho as the not totally awesome Hulk. Sam Wilson continued being Falcon, Cap. Of course, that's when Miss Marvel actually properly went, I guess you could say woke for lack of a better word, because the original run was not really that, even though I was not really into it. It was what I call a slice of life story. And I do know people who were invested in that original run, but I remember how they all universally reacted as soon
coming
as
after
issue
Brahma.
1 dropped from All New, All Different. They all dropped off the book immediately after issue 1. And I was just like, wow, because I wasn't into the book. I did try it out for like 3 issues. I didn't really like it, but I didn't really hate it either. Unlike Captain Marvel, which I despise.
You wish you could do that with your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Miss Marvel's just like, okay, I'm not really into this, but I could see why it seems to have an audience that it's resonating with.
Mm-hmm. But why would they have to reboot to do that? They're basically already doing that.
Because what happened at the time with the
no, I mean in the
Marvel
MCU.
Book, why? Oh God. Because
why would they need to do a reboot story? Because they've already got all of these. They've already replaced all the characters with female characters at this point. So just continue the story.
Here's why: because there's still characters like Doctor Strange who are men. And
well, okay, no, okay,
it's not enough. You gotta
hang on, Nick. The reason why they're doing this is so they can bring the X-Men in, and they can also bring Deadpool in, and they can bring in the Fantastic Four. They can bring in all the properties that they weren't able to previously have because they were owned by Fox at the time, and they weren't a part of the MCU. So that's the purpose behind it.
All right,
they're not changing. They're not changing, the female characters, right? That shit's all going to stay. That the female replacements aren't going anywhere. It's just to merge the rest of the properties into the MCU. That's all it is.
Got it.
Still don't own Spider-Man though. Thank God. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
God. It makes you wonder what is going to happen with Spider-Man, because we have not heard anything since obviously No Way Home did nearly $2 billion at the box office. I remember there was one rumor going around that, and I think it was about a month after it came out, where they had signed him on for another trilogy of movies and then 2 guest appearances. And it's been now almost 2 years since No Way Home hit theaters, and we've not heard anything yet. You'd think by now they're like, oh, we got to get something going to get this engine revving again.
Well, yeah, they got those Kraven the Hunter movies going on right now.
Well, that's Sony, strictly Sony too. That's that's even worse, sadly. Kraven did not need a movie at all, and I'm a big Kraven fan, and I know that.
All right, so the latest rumor comes from Scooper Sil Abdul, who first teased on X. Sounds like MCU Earth 616 is no longer existing after Secret Wars.
I think he's trying to say, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, I think Feige's cooking. And then he posts this.
probably that clip from the Loki show where it showed all the universes splitting up at the end.
Okay.
I do remember that clip. Yep, yeah,
Probably.
it is.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't know who this guy is, so I don't know how accurate he is.
He's affiliated with the Bounty Guys, and he also
Okay.
he's a big Snyder fan, put it that way, and he keeps track of all the DC movie rumors. Even though he's a total Snyder shill, I will give him credit that he has been right on some points that he's gotten slammed over, because he got a lot of flack for the George Clooney bit way back in like January, February this year. And well, he was right. Even I thought he was wrong. So I don't know
about the George Clooney stuff in The Flash.
Yeah, he was actually right about it. He took a lot of flack for that, which I can see why people didn't believe it, because it just sounded so outlandish. And then reality happened, and George Clooney was actually in the movie. I remember me and Tom, I think, found out, like, dude, this has to be a joke. And then it wasn't a joke. It actually happened. But yeah, despite him being a total shill, he was right on that. So I'll give him credit. See, I'm even fair towards a shill. He was right.
Yeah. The thing is, it makes me wonder how they're going to do Secret Wars, if they're actually going to do the Doctor Doom thing or not.
Wasn't that the whole reason to do it?
Well, the whole when they initially did it, what they were doing is that you had all the different, versions of Earth. You had Earth 616, which is the primary Earth, right?
Yeah.
And you had the one where Miles Morales was in, where you had that's the one where Peter Parker died, and he takes up being Spider-Man. And there's like a few other ones. And I think a lot of like the different universes stuff come from like the What If stuff. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Nick.
No, there's been a lot of multiple universes that they really amplified in the 2000s. Like there's some of it in the early 90s, like the 2099 universe, which I didn't really consider one because that was basically just the regular Marvel universe. But
that's what I thought too. I thought it was 616 in the future.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Now it really started to really gain a lot of traction when stuff like, I remember when Marvel Noir hit, stuff like that. And of course there was aspects of it in What If, but it really amplified in the late aughts into the early 2010s. It was really revving the engine on that. And then it was Jonathan Hickman who was writing Avengers and New Avengers, and he had the New Avengers book based on the Illuminati, how appropriate. And it was Black Bull, Professor X, Captain America, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and I think someone else. I can't remember. It was the Illuminati, and they're trying to predict the whole incursion scene and what they could do to try to stop the end of the world from happening. And they didn't know until like the very last few issues that was Dr. Doom who was setting everything up all along. And it became like a very Game of Thronesy type of story where the whole world everything was doomed. Like there was a statue made in Doom's honor. There was, the whole world was made around his likeness, his character.
Was he actually responsible for it, or was he basically the one that tried to pick up all the pieces and hold the world together? Because that's what I thought happened when I was reading it.
I think a little bit of both, because you had that battle world and everything was Doomized. Remember, like even though
everything was Doomized, and it makes sense if Doom's doing it.
The language was even like Doomicide, Doomized. I don't know what the word is. Everything was Doomized. Well, I don't know what the word to use for Doomized, but I think people in the chat get my point. Oh yeah, Namor was in there, and yeah, Black Panther was in there too. That's true. Yeah, it was a very Game of Thronesy miniseries, and ultimately it ended up being a story of a war between Reed and
Doom. Yeah,
because it kind of dates back even to when Hickman was doing the Fantastic Four many extra years back. Because I do remember that. I think it was just called FF. No, first was Fantastic Four that became FF after that. And that's where they had the kids involved and everything. And then that was the last story that they did with the F4, because they were going away for a bit because Marvel in real life didn't have the movie rights to the character. So they were like, we got to not use his character. So they would put Johnny Storm dating Medusa, which kind of makes sense. And Thing doing who knows what, who I don't know. Didn't make sense.
Well, the one thing that came out of that, which was really good, was the Thing and Johnny Storm
2-in-1. The
2-in-1.
Yeah.
Which was
that was
written,
actually good.
That was really, yeah, Chip Zdarsky. And he wrote a lot of shit stuff, but that run he did was fucking great.
He started off absolute trash, and then all of a sudden he started getting really good. He wrote that, and they did those Spider-Man issues for like 20 issues that were good. It was ultimately a love letter of Spidey and J. Jonah Jameson's relationship. And then he started doing my last Marvel book before I unplugged altogether was Daredevil. His first 25 issues on Daredevil were incredible. Straight up incredible.
Yeah, he definitely went from asshat to hero.
It was such an odd overnight change. And he realized, oh, hey, funny books don't work for me. But once he got serious with his books, holy crap, he became an A-list writer. You could swear it was almost like a different writer because the style.
I heard that he was basically talking to Matt Fraction, and Matt Fraction gave him some tips. That's what I heard.
It shows because especially the Daredevil book, dude, those 25, like I said, those first 25 issues were straight up all-timer type of greatness. Oh man, he had Marco Cacchetto on the art, and man, that dude Mark draws a great Daredevil, a great Matt Murdock, a very imposing Kingpin. But man, just the way Hell's Kitchen looked and the whole story around it, and the did he murder or did he not murder this guy who he was fighting with on streets, Daredevil? It was a murder plot. It was great. It was fantastic. It felt like I was watching like a classic mobster movie, but with Daredevil thrown in the mix. I'm just saying, Chad, if you're out there wanting good comics, look up the first 25 issues of the Zdarsky run. It was fantastic. Oh, so good. I've reread it recently. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that it turned out so well. Yeah, like I said, it was like literally an overnight change because I was reading a Spider-Man run, and it was bad. It was really bad.
Started off awful,
and then something happened, and it got really fucking good. One thing too, which I thought was pretty interesting. So the showrunner from the first season of Daredevil has some things to say about Daredevil Born Again, which is the new show that they're going to be, airing on Disney Plus, since they took it away from Netflix. But he basically is calling them out, is that basically that the reboot is an old Disney scam, which I thought was kind of interesting.
He's not wrong. The dude's not the best as far as business goes. Obviously, creative-wise, he's very good. But business-wise, he could be a little bit more than a mixed bag. But yeah, it sucks that this came to us because, yeah, it is dumb that, they're making this scam of it just so they don't have to pay guys like him. But here's where I'm going to be kind of devil's advocate. He signed up to this IP knowing what it was. Even back in the Netflix days. Granted, he didn't have the foresight of knowing that Disney would take it over, but it's kind of just like any other writer who hops onto the thing. You're getting paid for your moment, and really not much else unless you create something so essential that it becomes a permanent part of history, which is very tough and rare that happens nowadays since these are all licensed properties. I'm trying to think, outside of a few Mark Millar stories in Marvel, what else has come out in those years that has been a thing that's stuck around? I'd say obviously besides Carol Danvers becoming Captain Marvel, nothing has really stuck.
No, not really.
I think Bucky Barnes just being the Winter Soldier, and that's about it.
That's about it. So Captain Palsy says if they want diversity in the MCU, I'll lead the Handicapped Avengers.
You're giving them ideas. Just saying.
I mean, they might as well.
They already did it. Well, no, it wasn't Disney that did Spider-Verse, was it? It was Sony.
Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know DC had a version of a Flash that was I think he had one leg. There was that. I remember when they were all in on their
diversity flashes. He basically had the running prosthetic legs, both of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Pistorius.
So anyway, in a nutshell, without actually reading the article, what they would do is they would go and reboot a series, take it back to season 1, and therefore things no longer apply. In a nutshell. So by doing so, they think, the Knight is basically accusing them of not being able. That's not the right word. By taking it back to a season 1 and renaming the series, basically it cuts them out of all the royalties that they were involved with.
Instead of it being a continuation,
yes,
it's a new series.
It's a new series. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll just read the one right here. So Thomas wrote that the retitling of a series is a fucking scam designed to reset the guild contract terms to season 1 levels. Jeanette replied on X that it's an old Disney scam where they slightly rename a series to reset contract terms back to first season. That's basically it. Yeah.
Well, I would think you would have some ability to sue them for that in this case because it's the same actors involved. If they have any continuation of the storylines.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too.
I would say that's a suable, situation.
It's not been made clear what is or is not a continuing storyline. I know Karen Page is not going to be in the show. It's not made clear if Foggy Nelson will be back or not. We just know that Daredevil, Punisher, and Kingpin are going to be in the show, and that Punisher is going to be running from the angle of going against the cops for wearing his his logo. So they've already made that clear that it's going to be a very anti-cop angle for Punisher. I don't know what's going on. My guess is that they're going to do anything with Kingpin. They're probably going to be having him either run for mayor. They'll probably have him run for mayor the way he did in the Charles Soule run. They'll probably have him do that because they need him. Because nowadays you have writers who only think every successful villain nowadays is Donald Trump. So they'll probably Trumpize Kingpin is probably what they'll do.
Right. But what I'm saying is if Cox knows D'Onofrio's Kingpin at all, that's a continuation. That's not a restart in season 1 where they had never been introduced to each other.
Well,
I would think that's lawsuit material based on what they're claiming there.
It's really, here's the thing. We don't know if we don't know all the details of that because you can just have them play it into the world as if they already exist. And if there's no acknowledgement of the previous storyline, how do you interpret that as, well, they know each other, so it has to be connected to the universe. But we don't know if they mention specific events from those 3 seasons. Yeah, I would say that's grounds for lawsuit. But if you're just saying that they just happen to know each other, but there's no context involved, I don't think there's really any leg there. I hate to be the Debbie Downer about it, but we do gotta see this objectively just because we all have our
No, you're not being a downer. I'm saying if that would be the case, I would think there would be a grounds for lawsuit. Not that, I mean, we don't know what the show's about yet, so we don't know what the situation is, but it would seem like they've got to dance around a lot to make it be something that does not continue in any way.
See, here's the thing. They really don't, because granted, it would take a good writer to pull off, but there are many writers before Marvel got very renumbering happy with all their series in the 2010s. They would have many writers who would hop on to start Daredevil, and it didn't feel like a new writer. It just felt like the next writer hopping on doing so. It didn't feel like, oh great, we got to go back to number 1, give them a new status quo. It would just feel like the next issue, like when you would go from Frank Miller to Ann Nesenti to DG Chichester. Every writer, it just feels like it's the next issue. Now you probably could make a good argument to better issues between the two at best, but all of them felt like Matt Murdock. None of them had this big status quo where it lasted for their run and then they got to put all the toys back in the box so they could set the next where to start. It just felt like the story just continued and another writer just happened be attached to it. Nowadays when they do these books in the last 10 years, as soon as a new writer comes on, they give the character a new status quo, they renumber the series, they do all these changes to adjust to the new writer, and they also make continuity matter a whole lot less. Whereas Nocenti, Miller, even as much as he's trendy hating it now, even Bendis, Kevin Smith, Brubaker, they all just hopped on the series and just wrote Daredevil. They weren't like, okay, this is my story on the character. They just wrote the continuity of the character. That's all.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. And yeah, it's crazy because I remember when Daredevil Bendis was like the current thing at the time. And I remember thought, oh man, this Bendis guy is awesome. I love this Daredevil book, which I still do to this day. But I remember just thinking, wow, this guy's gonna be amazing. Hopefully he does this with other great books. And then the rest of his career happened, and holy shit, was I wrong. He destroyed the shit out of Superman. Oh, I have never forgiven him for that atrocity.
Yep. Yeah, comics are wreck. I mean, that's the funny thing about it is the source material that everything is based on in the MCU is basically garbage right now, and they're recycling that garbage. So, yeah. Tox, let's go ahead and get the memes. Let's wrap this show up. Tox.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Penis, gagging you with entertainment. Oh my God, it's so big, so hard now, so hard now. Oh my God, the God.
Oh my God, the cock.
All right. From core member, Disney used to tell family-oriented stories. Sure it did, Grandpa. Let's get you back to bed now. Yeah, Grandpa Comics. Right there. Yeah, at least I got height right.
I feel so old.
So, oh, you're made out of gold. Here we go. Comics Finding Love, also from core member.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That's not the first time core members use that meme.
No,
It's
no,
not
I
the
said
first time.
You sounded like Dr. Strangelove more than you did Goldmember.
Oh,
It's not the first time you've been humped by a dog either,
And
is
that's not the first time you've been humped by a dog either.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably not the first time my plushie's been humped by a dog.
Probably not.
No, I can tell you for a fact that is
Daily.
not the first time.
Several.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it happens at the man flu household on a daily basis.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
and the actual dog is toxic man flu.
Rough. All
That's
right.
how your mother likes it.
Jewish princess.
Suck it,
You
Jehovah.
look Jewish.
Oh, culture. Yeah, culture does look Jewish in that one. So this is from Gummy Spawn. Druidia Dix. Yeah, I like that. Comics, you're a gosh darn prince.
Yeah, I am a gosh darn prince, no, aren't I?
And you're gonna be married to Culture Casino. And I find it funny that Brahmabull is the Joan Rivers character that has a virgin alarm. That's hilarious. Yes. And is that Brandon Morse?
I think his sister talks a lot.
It looks like
I think it's me or one of us.
Could be you.
I think it's
It
me.
kind of looks like
Far
Morse.
from you. Kinda,
It's my nose. That's the only reason I think it might be.
yeah,
me.
I think Tom Connors mixed with John Candy equals Brandon Morse.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's where
We
we
kind of
are.
look Canadian.
Yeah,
question is,
exactly.
is
Brandon's
Culture
Canadian.
circumcised?
Oh, that is the question.
I've heard this hat makes people very angry.
I like
funny.
when she's and then the blaster hits her in the hair, and then she just
My
destroys
hair.
him. My
You
hair.
hit my hair. Hey, not
I like
bad for
when
a
she
woman.
talks about
Not
Michelle
bad for a
Obama.
woman. Not bad for Rambo.
Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Yeah.
The kids love this one.
Pay no attention to the agenda behind the curtain. This
Yeah,
was
pretty
That
much.
was
Pretty much.
really
Yeah.
good. I like
That was a
that
good one. Thank you, core member.
There's Disney on fire. Look at that. He even got that detail right. This was really good from Gummy Spawn. Brahmabull, bull's milk, blue ball milk, blue cheese. Blue ball's milk is spicier than green titty milk. Luke S.
Luke Skywalker.
Intergalactic blend sock filtered. Interspatiality hand extruded through an extended micro wormhole. Wow. That was good.
That's a lot of Star Trek talk.
There's a lot in there. A lot of it. And
that's a lot of nerd going on there.
There's tons of nerd.
And
But that is what Brahmabull looks like naked.
Yeah, I look just like the chick on Wheel of Time.
You do.
A bald cap that's 4 feet too tall.
She was in the episode tonight. Oh my.
Yeah. The thing is, go look at the actress. She's literally probably the best looking actress on the show, and they've uglified her to the point of ugh.
That's what they do.
Why am I the fucking Pink Ranger?
Boner time.
Where are our shoes?
Tox's alfalfa.
Actually, I think we're all women. That's
Where's
we are
culture?
all
Where
women,
is
yes.
that? Yeah, that none of that is there.
Wow.
That's a lot of thigh gap.
That's
I got weirdly horny all of a sudden.
That's really, really weird. That's happening in somebody's basement right now.
I'm fairly certain he even put mascara or something on my face. Or she did.
She did,
Well,
yeah.
Sherry. Yeah.
What else do you put on?
Sorry, I didn't look who it was first.
Camel Toe Casino.
Is that why his eyes are closed?
Yeah, it looks like he just farted. That's the look on every woman's face when she comes home and is able to fart.
Oh, thank God.
Or take off their bra.
Yeah. And fling it across the room. It struck me a little
Culture
bit.
is absolutely letting out a beer fart right in that moment.
It's the same look we get when we get home and we get to take off the belt and let everything just hang back out.
Right. Oh, man. I still am recovering from that fart June in Dallas Culture
Oh
Casino.
my God, the cock.
That was so bad.
It was strong.
Yeah, he was very strong.
It was very raunchy.
This is from the last night. Yeah.
Oh my God.
These undead
They're gay
stormtroopers.
now?
Yeah, they're gay now.
Yeah. Not everybody
Especially
can be
that
me.
one.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I was thinking.
That dude.
Yeah.
Homo.
Gated up in here.
Sapien.
Well, it reminded me kind of 300 with that helmet.
Yeah, what was the whole point of that? Was it because I've been seeing all this stuff on Twitter, people saying he's probably thinking about the Roman Empire. Is that what all that?
No. Okay,
crap
so
was?
I think what they're going with is the whole Dathomiri witches. Basically, this is Thrawn's undead army, and that these are supposed to be death troopers.
Got it.
Yeah, they're all zombie stormtroopers.
For fuck's sake.
And this one's name is Captain Cody.
Why does everything got to have goddamn zombies in it?
I don't know. Wait, they made Captain Cody a zombie?
I don't know.
Well, okay. The thing for me is, I would like to know the story behind all this rather than what is going on in Ahsoka. This, to me, seems far more interesting. Then how the fuck did all of his stormtroopers become zombies? Is it because of a lack of food? I mean, seriously, what the fuck happened here? That is way more of an interesting story than Ahsoka looking for Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you a story. It all happened on a planet called Chinasius, and a virus got out and turned them all undead.
Yes.
Just
Is
like
that-
every damn
is that from the
zombie
Death-
movie that's ever been.
Is that from the Death Trooper book that came out in 2015?
No, that's from reality in our real world.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Chinasius, a virus coming out of it.
God.
It really
Okay.
could be
Come on,
that
work with me a
long,
little bit.
Dude, okay. I was like, well, no, okay. The reason why I was kind of like stumped for a second, is that there's actually a book called Death Troopers where a virus breaks out and causes them to become zombies. So that's why I thought you were referencing. It's like, oh, Chinasius, huh? Okay.
No, I was just being a smartass.
It fucking worked though.
Sometimes my humor is too dry.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a bad guy called Darth Wuhan in that one.
Darth Wuhan.
Oh, we'll laugh at Tom, huh? You sons of bitches.
That was good.
Well, yours was funny too.
Yours required too much thought.
It really did.
You had to simplify.
It's too late for thought at this point of the night.
Yep.
China asshole would have been better, maybe.
China is asshole.
Or something. Darth Winnie the Pooh, or I don't know. I can't
Darth Pooh. Yeah.
Darth G. There we go.
Darth G.
Right.
Darth G.
Qui-Gon G. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Yeah.
Yep.
That's the memes, everybody. That was nice. There were some good ones.
Well, I do have a song I
we are
just
very
wrote right now
low
in a second while I'm doing
Yeah. Swing low energy. Darius for $2. Go Boner Rangers.
Damn it, he read it right. I loaded up my stream deck with something for when Comix reads the super chats too.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
No, I don't. Not very well, at least.
Well, I've heard it so bad that I'm so glad that I don't watch the show. No, I won't watch it now. Well, I ain't got an hour for Rings of Power. Ain't got a minute for none of that shit, no. And I don't have time for Wheel of Time. It's such a crime what they did to Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Doctor Who, and Cowboy Bebop too, yeah. You can take that shit and shove it up your ass. I'd rather watch growing grass, drying paint, or even leprechaun. Yeah. No, I ain't got an hour for Rings of Power. I ain't got a minute for none of that shit, no. And I ain't got time for your She-Hulk show. You can take a soaker and shove it up your ass. I ain't got time for none of that gas, no. No. And tell me why everything's gay, even in a galaxy far, far away. Hell, can anyone tell me why in Star Trek everyone is baseline by? What does that even mean? I got no idea. This woke shit, oh man, it drives me insane. Yeah, no, I ain't got an hour for Rings of Power. Ain't got a minute for none of that shit, no. Ain't got no time for Wheel of Time. It's such a crime.
Woo! All right, Tom.
Every time I do a song, everybody's like, tune your guitar. It's like, I do, but this Fender for some reason just goes out of tune so easily. I don't know.
No, I mean, at least you can tune it.
Tom, I just got a text message from Culture that you made him wet.
Of course.
Oh boy!
I'm lying, by the way. That didn't happen. I just wanted to say that.
It's totally believable.
I know I make him wet.
He makes us wet.
Moist.
In the asshole.
I do believe that he has wet farts quite often.
No,
I'm sure he does. In fact, he's probably on a toilet right now, which I texted Comix while taking a dump this morning. I want everybody to know.
Well, thank you for sharing it, buddy.
That's right.
Now I gotta go wipe my phone down with some Clorox.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna properly drop it in the garbage.
And get rid of it. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Because when you text somebody, there's shit particles attached to your text, and they go to the other person's phone.
That's right. They go through the ether.
Yes, they do.
You know what? Those shit particles travel on space whales through hyperspace straight to your phone.
I can't think of a funny name for space whales like sporces.
Sporces?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sperm whales?
Space horses, the sporces. Spales?
Sporals?
Well, they got the butthole hyperdrives.
Space
whales. This is some nasty shit.
Space whales. You can't even make fun of them.
Space whales with rectal drive.
What's nasty?
All right, we're done.
What are you
done
drinking,
here, folks.
dude? What are you drinking? You tell me I'm drunk. What are you drinking, dude?
Looks like a Coca-Cola.
He's mixing.
Classic.
He's mixing. Don't even let him fucking lie to you. What are you mixing it with?
Jim Beam.
See?
It's
Red
I'm
Stag?
sorry. When was this a secret? When was this a secret?
Like you all are acting like, oh, he's not drinking anything but Coke. You lying motherfuckers. Of course he's mixing it with something. Is it Jack or is it something else?
No, I did not actually drink a lot. I've actually kept it very easy. It's only my.
I know. I was just giving you shit because everybody was like saying Tom's drunk.
No.
Well, I mean, we were
Tom's
close.
drunk
We were
with
stoned.
talent.
All right. Anyways,
I like turtles.
Yes, you do.
If you didn't get one of these, you fucked up. I did too. I got this to Tox. Thanks to Tox. So Tox, thank you. I love it. He has a spot here on my desk.
Well, that was
right
the last clean one I had.
Right next to Polka Dot Man. Anyways, yeah, I do have a channel. I posted a review this morning. I did Big Game number 3, the new Mark Miller crossover with Eric O'Sullivan. It was a half hour long, so get your BBC, aka Big Black Coffee, and watch all 30 minutes of it because it's huge. And tomorrow night we'll be having Eric Weathers on to talk about his new comic book, Battle Brick Road 2. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, well, you are familiar with it. You know why? Because he is the letterer of ISOM and Cyberfrog. So look forward to having him on. It's going to be a huge show. So come hang out with us tomorrow night. And if you haven't checked out my channel, now's the time to get on it. Thank you for having me, Comics, and thank you to our mods and our memers and our chat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. I'm Comix Division, and I drink because Toxic Man Flu fucks my plushie. Over to Brahma.
Nightly.
I'm drinking early times tonight. Bottled and Bond.
Ooh.
As seen on Brandon Morse's streams. Yeah, hopefully we're going to have something good to watch. Tomorrow, The Continental comes out. The John Wick series. So
we'll be talking about that on Monday.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
So that's on Amazon, which doesn't bode well, but go check it out before we talk about it on Monday. I don't have a lot going on this weekend. I'll be on Culture's stream Sunday night. I might do some more Mortal Kombat 1 streaming tomorrow night or Sunday or Saturday. And I'd like to tell my youngest happy birthday tomorrow. Actually, in just 2 hours, she will be 15. So cheers to that. Only 3 more years till she's out.
Happy birthday, Brahma kid.
Tom.
I'm gonna go watch Psycho.
The new one
The
with
original?
Vince Vaughn.
Yes, that's the best movie. There is only that one, right?
That's the only one that was ever made.
That's right. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, actually, I got the Arrow box set in the mail, so I've been dying to go watch it.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the shot-for-shot remake of Psycho? What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, I've been trying to find this. There's like an interview with either Gus Van Sant himself or somebody else, or it's on a commentary or something somewhere where they're talking about the remake of Psycho, and they say that, or he says that the only reason he did it was so that nobody ever did it again.
I can
And I'm
see
like,
that.
if that is fucking true, that is the most epic troll of all fucking time. Because basically, if you stop and you look at it, because he spent an ungodly amount of money to shoot a movie that shouldn't have cost that much, miscast it to fuck. Literally did it shot for shot, line for line, like literally remade it. And it completely fell flat on its face, and nobody will ever do it again because of that. Right? They've danced around it. They've done the Bates Motel thing and some other things. But I guarantee you, we will not ever see a Psycho remake ever again.
Didn't they? Was Bates Motel's the series?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, whereas it's the young Norman Bates. I thought it was actually pretty decent. You know, the first season that I watched of it, my wife watched to completion.
I'd like to see it. I haven't seen it all the way through yet.
I mean, it was pretty decent.
Completion?
Watched it. She watched it to completion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not watch the entire series where she did.
Lord knows it wouldn't be anything else.
Yeah, and it stars the kid that plays in The Good Doctor now, and you know, he's very kind of awkward and
he's a pretty good actor.
But yeah,
He's
no, we got the
awkward in
morning show
everything,
otherwise.
He was the kid in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Was he?
Yeah, it's the same kid. Yeah.
Okay.
The Johnny Depp version, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that not so awkward version.
Plushy fucker. What we got going on?
Shut your fucking face, plushy.
Plushy fucker. Yeah.
You're a bona fide belt picking plushy fucker. Okay. I guess give me an idea. Member stream this weekend for Comix Division. We've also got the trifecta of Valiant Renegade, and we've got Tom coming in with the weekly wrap up. And we're going to try and do original lists this week. So we're going to try and do our own. I think Tom's cooking it up behind the scenes. And then we've got Culture After Dark on the Sunday shows there. Tomorrow, you've got F&T. Comix Division will be on that. After that, I believe Culture's doing a show. Not 100% sure because he's going to be traveling, moving around. I think he's got all that mobile set up.
No, he's definitely doing a show. I'm pretty sure. I mean, anytime he travels, he does a show. So if he doesn't, I'll be very surprised.
Very surprised. All right. Comix Division, shocked. And then Monday on the Meltdown, going to be doing that. So the Beach Punk US site, we're going to shoot for the 1st of October.
Hey,
try and get all that out there.
That reminds me. Weren't we supposed to have like Spencer on tonight?
Yeah,
Yes.
I sent him a link, but I don't know if he could do it.
Okay.
So,
You heard it here first, folks. He told us to go fuck off. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he did.
Completely kidding.
Actually, Spencer wrote us a reply and he said, "Fuck off, dudes." Yeah, that's what it was. Fuck off, dudes.
That's cool.
So
Anyway, Halloween is coming up, and I am never known for my planning. So I'm planning. I want to do. I'm gonna try at least one. Basically my all-time favorite horror movies. I want to do like a top 8, right? And just do like 2 videos a week where I'm talking about my favorite horror movies since it's October. I still got a couple of weeks to start planning this out. I would actually start recording this week something, but I got to make my top 8 list, and we'll probably get to 4.
Comics on that evergreen content. I like it.
Well, the evergreen stuff, and also it's every year I'm like, shit, I should do stuff for Halloween, and I never think about it until it's actually like in the middle of Halloween, or sorry, October, not Halloween, Halloween season, I guess. So look for
it's gonna be good
1 to 2 videos per week of me talking about my favorite horror movies and why.
Is
Halloween's on
Horizon
Tuesday
on the list
this year.
What's that?
Is Event Horizon on the list?
I'll have to think about it. We'll see. It's a movie I like. I don't know if it's in my top 8, but
So I just want to say that Comix stating that he's not known for his planning is literally the most understated thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was gonna say the most accurate thing, but okay.
That's right. No, you understated that. Even admitting to the fact that you don't plan is not enough to let everyone know how little you plan things. I mean, you invited me to be your producer. That took 0 planning.
It really did.
0. In fact, that took negative planning.
Even Tox as my producer, there's still 0 planning.
Exactly. Nothing fucking going on. That's right. Why were we late?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to watch this damn show. All right. Whatever.
Hey, it's not my fault that damn thing comes out at like 8:00 at night.
Comics, the prepper doesn't plan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if a nuclear bomb goes off over the U.S. and puts us all out, he's fine. We're all dead. But right, when it comes to putting out content on his channel, totally different thing.
Well, you assume that prepping has a plan.
All you have to do is look at the production boards I put together.
Hey, Comics, why aren't you looking at these production boards? Production boards? What are you talking about?
What are those? I just keep deleting these emails and text messages. Yay.
And ignoring toxic Manflu's calls.
Yes, that too.
It's not a bad idea.
You know how I'm going to guarantee that he doesn't do this? I'm going to put it onto the production board.
You're going to put it on a calendar?
I'm going to put it on the production board, but on a calendar, it's not going to happen. Yeah. We are, the Christmas special is happening. We have many songs, many thoughts.
Oh, this is
we can get songs done for us without copyright claims. We have a lot going on. And I've been working on my dramatic reading of 'Twas the Night Before Dixmas for quite some time. So I'm ready to go with that.
But we're going to have many thoughts on the stream this year?
Yes.
I'm for that.
Yeah, we need thoughts. 100%.
Yeah.
We need, I would like X-Ray Girl to do some kind of Canadian Christmas song. I think
we gotta get her back on. She is a fantastic guest when she is on here solo. Like,
she and Carolyn were doing something before us tonight.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Is that daily?
When you get Carolyn on too, she's pretty cool.
Yep.
No, she is really cool. That's it.
On
we planted the seed.
The production board.
Oh, that thing I keep ignoring. Got it. Okay. Sean Mount, member for 6 months at the I'll buy that for $1 level. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay. Check out, if you haven't checked out my Ahsoka episode 6 review, please do so. It's glorious, as Nickweiser would say. It's probably not. I don't know. It's all right. It's all right.
It is glorious. I can confirm it. I've seen it. It's the best because I said it is. That's all you need to hear.
Yes, there are cats in it. Az makes an appearance, screaming "fucking scissoring" because I make a scissoring joke.
It's freaking huge for
it's
somebody
freaking
so
huge.
tiny.
Catch me tomorrow on. I see what you did there. Catch me tomorrow on Friday Night Tights member stream Sunday. Go to Mixed Tees and check out some of our t-shirts that we're offering. October 1st, we're launching beachpunk.com where you guys can go and pick up some pretty awesome merch. Monday, I will be wearing the Che White shirt that you'll be able to pick up come October 1st. So we'll keep you guys posted on the awesome merch that will be available to you guys. On that note, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you very much. And I think Eric Maldonado and Just Another Redshirt were in there too. And I know
thank you for cutting me off too.
Oh shit, sorry.
Thank you to everybody who went and gave a super chat tonight. Nothing I see on the Rumble side or the Odyssey side. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you laters.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. A huge thanks to all the supporters. Without you, Comix Division would probably be hoeing on a corner somewhere.
Look at all these bigots. There's so many bigots. It's like every time I look, another bigot appears. Also, I got a Trump crystal ball in my hand.
And what exactly does a Trump crystal ball do?
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Is Joe Biden a bitch? Trump. Is Joe Biden a bitch?
Yeah.
The crystal ball lights up 2024, 2028, 2032.
I don't know if you heard that.
Somebody just get beamed away?
Yeah, I heard like somebody using the transporter.
It was the Trump crystal ball. I had the Trump crystal ball. I'll have to ask him another
Now
question.
stick that inside of the comics plushie.
Trump, how much does culture like the cock?
Also, TZ Burton, thank you for the redheads on Odyssey.
Thank you all for
Meatball.
watching.
Okay.
You are amazing.
Good night, everyone. Gonna catch
Oh,
you.
come on.
Catch you next time.